Israelis will not be able to be a regional superpower unless they are capable to divide the 22 Arab countries in little pieces based on the ethnic group and sects and other reasons that divide, like tribal reason, to divide them, using the U.S. Mighty power, because the Israelis alone, Israelis alone cannot do this.
Tell me where my country lies, said the uniform to his true love's eye. It lies with me.
Now, the Iraq project was the first experiment that the Israeli Zionists, using the U.S. Power by using the American Zionists, which is the new cons, to do this.
Tell me where my country lies, said the uniform to his true love's eye. It lies with me.
Now, Biden, which is the ultimate insider, which I see he is no different than Joe Lieberman. His loyalty is not for the U.S., not for the people of the U.S., but for the Israelis, to their ties and connection to the establishment of the Zionism. Now, when he introduced, what's his motive to introduce such bill to divide Iraq in order to solve Iraqi problems last year? And you have the Congress who voted yes, we have to divide Iraq too. At that time, that bill caused storm in among Iraqi politicians, the government, the resistance, the nationalists, and others, except the Kurds. The Kurds, of course, they see the U.S. forces in Iraq as liberator, not occupier. And they are telling us, I mean, many Kurds say, it is occupation for you, but for us as a liberation. Let me shed some lights on what happened in Baghdad alone, for example. Then everything else, Baghdad became the role model, and everything else, the application on Baghdad took place on other area surrounding Baghdad and goes to the north and the west.
Yes.
The south,
like squeezing a balloon.
Yes.
Right.
The south is Shiites, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Baghdad has been divided in communities where those communities are put in ghettos, segregated by walls, like here bunch of Shiites, then bunch of Sunnis, Turkomans, Christians, and others. Like Baghdad is ready to be divided. Why? If you look at the 5 million Iraqis got displaced, most of them are from Baghdad. Iraq used to be the society of the middle class, and those middle class representatives are not there anymore. According to the Pentagon, 350 Iraqi scientists in the field of nuclear physics got assassinated by Mossad. That tells us to evacuate Iraq from the brain, from the real people who could build societies. Who is in Iraq right now? There is up to 1 million army and police. Most of them are uneducated farmers who left their agriculture fields because they learned they cannot farm anymore due several reasons. Among them, one most important reason, the depleted uranium effect in their soil. So they are now controlling the streets. They are illiterate. They don't write. They don't read. They've never gone to school.
Are they a part of the Awakening Councils that are being
they are
paid
part of
by...
the government.
Okay.
Yeah. The Awakening Council, part of the resistance before, when they... here it plays the shrewdness of the Iraqis, how to play the game. They said, we don't want to lose. We don't want to be killed. We want to accept whatever the U.S. forces will give us. They were approached and offered to pay them $10 each a day and keep guarding their area and arming them.
Yeah.
So what they are doing, they are in there within that wall up to 12 feet high, okay, against the other neighborhood. When Biden, for example, take over for the next administration and will apply the division, the Iraqis say no, tell them, okay, no, take the walls, remove them. What will happen? Civil war will take place, because it will open a face-to-face confrontation with armed different groups, that the civil war or sectarian war, as it was planned in the past, will be instigated again. When they ask me what's the alternative to stop this, the American and Iraqi people only can stop this by coordinating their efforts and demonstrating their strength. We are the people, and this is not going to last to weaken Iraq or other, and advising the Israeli government, this is not the way, because animosity and hatred and wars will continue, and we got to stop this by securing the Israeli security when the Palestinians are secure, and giving them their basic human rights as a nation deserve to live.
Dividing into three countries is partly a solution?
No.
That's what Biden is suggesting.
But weren't they getting along, the different groups getting along before we invaded?
Of course, they no problem.
Were neighbor to neighbor. All the neighborhoods, the Sunni and the Shia live together.
Yeah.
Myself, like I'm Shia, my wife is Sunni.
So why can't we go back? Or they go back to that?
Well, because the country is occupied, and the country is provoked by the occupation forces.
Now, Iraqis, the death rate of Iraqis has not gone down in the similar way that the death rate of Americans have gone down.
Right.
But so we just don't know that, because it doesn't hit the big news, because it's Iraqis still dying and not Americans dying. So the surge really reduced the number of American deaths.
Yes, that's true. So what the surge has from of effects that affected the Iraqi lives is terrible, because Iraqis that I know, Iraqis are close to me, they are thinking to leave. Again, how much people came, like as the Iraqi government said, 12% of the displaced people are back, but how much they are not talking about, how much already are leaving, like how many people are leaving.
Does the general population dare? I mean, how do they have any hope of it becoming a unified country again? I mean, are they saying, let's just try to survive and see what happens, or is there a movement to say, like we did here during the Civil War, we are one country and we want to remain one country? What's the activity among the people?
The people are in disarray. People, they want to survive.
Okay.
Yeah,
Survival is the very basic.
7 million of them. The situation is so complicated, and the Iraqi government is not in control. The U.S. Forces are not in control. The Iraqi people are not in control, and the Iraqi resistance has suffered a lot, but also they sacrificed and still, but they are not as they were before, strong as before, because of this division, and it goes on, but I don't know what's the end. I mean, the light at the end of the tunnel, it's not clear, it's not shown.
Country lies, said the uniform to his true love's eye. It lies with me. It lies with me. Tell me where my country lies, said the uniform to his true love's eye. It lies with me. It lies with me. Tell me where country lies, said the uniform to his true love's eye.